Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Well, I do, Bob Geldof, in your face, because Monday we're back with episode 6 of...
Crimes Unscented Cod.
Who are we? We're Heather.
Heather. And Feargus.
No, I thought you'd introduce me. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode and have been enjoying the series so far. Judging from the comments on social media, you certainly have been. Thank you for all of that.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a cliffhanger we left it on.
Oh, we left it on a right old cliffhanger.
Ingrid, what's going on with her?
But if you have been enjoying the podcast and want to come and see new old friends in person, there are opportunities. There's the show in Bath.
Yes, we are bringing our show back that was cancelled because of COVID last year, Crimes Camera Action, back in Bath in August, from the 25th to the 28th of August.
Which is, you may notice, longer dates than we told you about before, because we have added an extra date due to popular demand. And then we're on tour from September with Crimes in Egypt. Check our website, www.newoldfriends.co.uk for details.
Yeah.
Anyway.
On with episode 6.
Back to the cliffhanger.
Enjoy.
Well, what has gotten into poor Notta to make her shout out so loud? We'll find out soon in the changing room. The pinks will beat the crowds. We hope it's not sinister if the club had got a minister. He'd be always giving corpses their last rites.
One must be beware of rogue underwear and of earrings of red. Stay on your toes, or you know how it goes, you'll likely wind up dead. Few theories before, now theories galore, giving penny paws. Who can be trusted once it's done and dusted? Who is it who has the cause?
Now you know the history, it's a murder mystery. Pretty sure Ingrid's dead.
Not a damn clue just burst into the mains changing rooms where I was congratulating Perry and yelled, "You must come! Quickly! It's Ingrid!" She bolted straight back out as quickly as she appeared, her long red ponytail whipping against the closing door. Perry and I scrambled to follow her. "This way! Hurry! Hurry!" We followed Notta down the corridor and into the women's changing rooms, which were more spacious and distinctly less odorous than the men's.
Oh, well, these are much nicer than ours are.
"Perry, now is not the time. Look at Ingrid." The layout of the changing room was the same as the men's. 2 rows of lockers with benches running down the central aisle facing outwards. The benches are the type that have the top piece just above head height with hooks for clothes and gym bags. Ingrid was apparently sat on the bench in front of her locker, but on close inspection you could see she was actually hanging slightly, suspended just above the bench's seat. There was something caught tightly around her neck and looped around one of the hooks, garrotting her.
Oh my god, that's hideous.
"Where is the doctor? Why hasn't the doctor come? I must find the doctor." Notta dashed back out of the door, and Perry seized upon the opportunity to exit the room with her.
Oh, I should probably go with her, don't you think, Penny Girl?
I steeled myself and edged towards Ingrid's body, careful not to touch anything. As I got closer, I could see that what was wrapped around her neck was a jockstrap. On the inside waistband, I could make out a stitched-in label. John Samson. I didn't know how long Ingrid had been like this. Would John have had time after his match with Perry to come here, commit this horrible murder and make his escape? Or could he have done it before his match and Ingrid not be discovered until now? Both seemed unlikely. Before I could think much more, the room was filled with police officers and a man I assumed to be a doctor, and I was quickly ushered out. There were bodies running everywhere, police in uniform and players in various states of readiness to play. At one point, I again caught a flash of Helmet's naked posterior as he charged past me back to the changing rooms to, hopefully, grab some clothes. Wendy Weaver covered Wayne's eyes as Helmet rushed past. "Mr. Hackenberg, what is the meaning of this? Haven't we got enough to worry about?"
Sorry, I heard shouting and wanted to see if I could help, but everyone is like, "Hey you, get in the shower." I go.
I couldn't see Perry anywhere, so made my way through the rushing bodies to the bar area, where I found him knelt beside Jean Samson with her face in his hands.
Oh, Penny girl, can you fetch some ice from behind the bar?
Seeing Perry so tender towards Jean and so authoritative was mildly shocking, and I didn't react as fast as I might have. I just stood staring at them both.
Penny, the ice.
Of course, Perry. I'll get on it now. I lifted the partition and let myself behind the bar. I looked around for something to fill with ice from the bucket and grabbed a bar cloth. Perhaps it wasn't the cleanest, but that was just because it was the closest to me, and I brought it back to Perry, who placed it on Jean's face.
There you go.
Oh, Perry, it's so sore.
Joan moaned. Perry was huddled so closely over her, I couldn't see what it was she was complaining about, but given the state I'd just seen Ingrid in, I wasn't exactly filled with sympathy for her. But then she lowered the makeshift ice pack from her face, and I saw her left eye and cheek were horribly red and swollen.
How does it look?
Oh, Jean.
It'll be fine, Jean. Penny, tell Jean it will be fine.
Yes, of course. It will be fine. Just keep the ice on it. What happened?
It was John.
John did this to you?
Uh-huh. He came charging at me, shouting about how I betrayed him by helping Perry, as if I'm the one doing the betraying here. Then he shoved me over and I banged my head on the floor. The cheek of it to accuse me of betrayal when he's been stepping out with the flat pack on her back, Swedish slut, for months. Well, I've had enough. I don't care about the tennis anymore. I'm leaving him, and I'm going to give Ergetson a piece of my mind, too.
Oh, Jean, you really shouldn't,
Perry, you're a neat guy, but don't try and control me. I've had enough of that for one lifetime, thank you very much.
No, it's not that.
Honestly, Perry, just butt out, okay?
Perry threw his hands up and looked helplessly at me. Ingrid Ergetson is dead, Jean. Murdered.
Oh my God! You don't think...
I'm afraid John is definitely going to be a suspect, given what you've just told us.
It's worse than that, I'm afraid. I'll be very surprised if his fingerprints aren't all over the murder weapon. Jean's face went slack. Seconds before, she had been furious with her husband. But as the connotations of what she had just heard percolated through her mind, you could see her changing her mood.
What'll happen to him?
Before I could answer, the door opened and Lord Hugh stepped in.
Oh, good. Thank God you're all right. I was, worried about you. Oh, my God! Jean, what happened to your face?
Is it bad?
No, it's not so bad, is it, your lordship? Are we looking at the same face, Pink? Look at it!
Oh, God!
Jean here is very worried about it, and we were just telling her it isn't so bad.
Why would you say that? It's so red and swollen.
Am I hideous?
No, a bit. Your lordship. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, of course. Sorry, actually, it's not actually so bad now I've got used to it. What happened?
It was John. He's gone mad.
Right, yeah, I should say so. Look, it's okay. It's okay.
What's going on out there, your lordship?
Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Well, the police have, they've arrested, J-O-N.
I can spell my husband's name.
No, of course you can. Silly me. Quite right. Sorry, a bit flustered.
The police have arrested John? Well, it certainly made sense given all that had happened. I wondered if, given what had happened to Ingrid, whether they might also be reconsidering the death of Owen Owens. John had certainly had some pretty tempestuous arguments over the rulebook with him. But then so had his wife Jean. And she also had a very clear motive to want to hurt Ingrid. I couldn't figure out a reason why either of them would want to harm old Lord Knows. But perhaps his death wasn't connected. Perhaps none of them were. I needed to think harder and learn more. Perry also looked lost in thought. But when he spoke, it wasn't about any potential suspects, but rather his newfound sporting success.
What about the tournament, your lordship? Will it be continuing? Oh, right, yeah. Well, no, not at the moment. All the games are off today, naturally, and we'll just have to see what we see, you see. Ms. Pink, as we've an unexpected afternoon free, perhaps I could, show you that restaurant we spoke about?
Perry looked crushed. I don't know if it was the thought of my dinner plans or the news his playing career might soon be over.
I see. Well, we should probably get you in a taxi, Mrs. Sampson.
Call me Jean. I don't really want to be on my own just now. Do you think I might come with you, Perry?
Perry instinctively turned his head to me. I didn't know what I could say to help him.
Oh, well, if Penny's busy, I suppose I could rustle us up something back at mine?
Oh, good.
Yeah, very good.
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 Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game. Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game. Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game.
The game is afoot. Well, this is confusing. Pink separately schmoozing.
Perry with Jean.
And Penny with Husing.
It's just for dinners,
But they are our winners.
Will one pair be saints
and the other be sinners.
Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game. Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game. Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game.
The game is afoot. Who should trust who? What should they do? If Perry trusts Jean, should Penny trust Hugh? Hugh knows. Who knows?
Love 15, love 30, love 40, love game.
Stay sharp, Penny Pink.
I had given Perry the keys to his car and left him tenderly tending to Jean's tender face while I walked with Lord Hugh through the practice courts towards his car. A handful of the players were warming down, including Digby and Notta, who hadn't got to play their first round matches today. Ivan was barking instructions at both of them from the umpire's chair.
Again, hit the ball over the net. It is simple game. Hit, run, simple.
I heard someone running up behind us and span around quickly. My senses were heightened after the day's horrors. But far from seeing someone on a murderous rampage, I saw an out-of-breath Wendy Weaver chasing after Lord Hugh and I.
Oh, thank Christ you stopped. It takes me 2 steps for every one of yours, you great leggy things. Are you finished for the day, your lordship?
Oh, yeah, I rather thought so, actually. You know, what with the police shutting down the whole thing and all that.
It's awful, isn't it?
Wendy looked upset. I realised she probably hadn't had anyone to talk to about it all. As much as a 5-star dinner sounded wonderful, I felt obliged to give Wendy the opportunity to chat it through. Yes, it's horrible. A beautiful young woman cut down in the prime of life.
Oh, yeah, that and all. But mainly I mean the tournament being shut down. Hundreds of years of history here, and we ain't never stopped before. Shame about Ingrid as well, though. A hell of a player. Shouldn't have got mixed up in someone else's marriage, though. Never ends well, that.
Yeah, well, you know, the police think they've got their man, so...
Oh, I'm not too sure about that either, mind. John strikes me as a bark worse than his bite kind of dog, you know?
Well, his bite looks pretty nasty to me. You should see what it did to Jean's face. It is awful. I can, you know, say that now she's not here, right, Penny?
I didn't get the chance to answer because Wendy jumped in.
What he did to her? What do you mean, what he did to her?
He attacked her, Wendy. Yeah, threw her to the ground in a fury.
A fury my foot, Hugh. Self-defence, if anything. If Ivan Borodall hadn't been there, I dread to think what would have happened.
Really?
Saw the whole thing. I was in the corridor when he came charging out of the changing room in a right huff, and she was there waiting for him by the entrance to the bar.
Wendy went on to describe the whole scene.
Out of my way, Jean. I need to go for a run to blow off steam.
A run? Is that what you're calling her? Something's getting blown, but I don't think it's steam.
What are you talking about? Have you been drinking again?
Drinking? Why shouldn't I be drinking?
Because we're in the middle of a tournament, for Christ's sake. The doubles start tomorrow, and now I'm out of the singles. I need to focus.
Oh, did the little Englishman beat you, John? Well, I helped him.
What?
I told him everything. I told him exactly where you like to put your balls, John. You had it coming, you bastard! And then she threw herself at him, slapping and clawing at him. The poor bugger did his best to defend himself, but she was hitting him hard in the soft parts, so eventually he had to start pushing back. They were going at it like a pair of cats in the back alley. Luckily, Ivan heard the commotion and came flying out of the back.
What? John! Jean! Stop this! Don't hit each other like that! Stop! If you're going to hit each other, you need better technique. Drive from the shoulder. Good, Jean. Much better.
Ivan!
Oh, sorry, Wendy. I can't help it. If I see bad technique, I need to coach it.
Thankfully, after that, he waded into the middle and separated them.
Wow. Well, then what happened?
Then Notta screamed. Oh! And Ivan ran past me towards her.
Notta!
And what happened to Jean and John? Jean went into the bar and John ran off in the other direction. Where did you go?
I followed Ivan to see what Notta was shouting about.
But neither you nor Ivan were there when Notta brought Perry and I along. The three of us separated. I went to call the police, and Ivan and Notta split up to search for help.
Why would Jean lie about John attacking her?
Search me. Maybe she was embarrassed by what she'd done. She wasn't exactly in control. You're probably right, Wendy, but you should make sure to tell the police exactly what you saw when they ask.
Absolutely. Right then, shall we, go and grab some dinner?
Oh, the three of us, that would be lovely. I'm starving. I'll have to bring Wayne too, mine, but he'll just have the chips, I expect.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking more Penny and me, actually.
Oh, I think I might have to pass on this evening, I'm afraid, Hugh. I need to think about all of this.
How do you mean?
From a marketing angle. I need to think about how this affects the marketing.
Oh, I see. Oh, well. Well, more for us then, eh, your lordship?
Oh.
I watched Wendy drag the helpless Lord Hugh off towards his car, and young Wayne ran past me, giving me a big grin and a thumbs up. I caught a cab home and turned over everything I learned in my mind. Wendy's version of the fight between John and Jean didn't just change the story Jean had told us. It also meant that John couldn't have possibly strangled Ingrid after his match with Perry. I suppose he still could have been the killer, but that would mean Ingrid's corpse sat in the women's changing rooms for a couple of hours without anyone noticing it, which seemed pretty unlikely. Could Jean have bumped off her rival before attacking and framing her wayward husband? If that was the case, then Perry could be in danger right now.
Oh, it's all kicking off, innit?
Oh.
We hope you've enjoyed it. As ever, please do let us know your thoughts on the old social medias, at New Old Friends on Twitter and Instagram.
And New Old Friends Theatre on Facebook.
We'd love to hear what you're thinking about it, and do let us know if you've got tickets to come and see us live.
Yes, yeah. Well, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Crimes on Centre Court is part of Comedy Whodunits for Your Ears and New Old Friends production. This series is made possible by the support of Arts Council England. It was written by Feargus Dunlop with sound and music from Fred Riding, and featured the voices of Feargus Dunlop, Fred Riding and Heather Westwell. If you would like to learn more about the company, including dates for live theatre shows, visit newoldfriends.co.uk.